What's the current number? 34? 144. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Just an update for all of you. I understand that we've been receiving a lot of medication things for the cough, okay? And I have so many right now. But what I had was a very severe inflammation on the throat. And that it's karmic. So it's not like something that the doctors can really help. So the last 2 days has been very painful. Even like speaking to you the last 2 nights were very, very painful. Tonight, no. So don't worry, stop sending me medications, please. Because this morning, up until this morning, we're still struggling with the inflammation. So I got fed up with it. I said, okay, let me fix it. So I fixed it, and within 3 hours, it's more manageable now. That's all I deserve. Okay? I know you'll be more impressed if it's gone, you know. No, we all, you don't want to use up all your blessings that way, okay? And the response is because you have such responses because you practice no harming. If you continually and consistently harm others, you have plenty of righteous reasons to harm others, then don't be surprised that the responses are not going to be there. Okay? So anyway, all right. I do joke around a lot about killing and so forth, but we don't do that, okay? FBI, NSA people, we don't do that, okay? We are, if anything at all, we help. We don't harm others. Just because we're stronger doesn't mean we feel entitled to have our way at all. Okay? All right. Everything is made from the mind alone. 唯心造. And so this is a very profound Avatamsaka Sutra wisdom. Okay, so the mere fact you're listening to this means that you're creating a lot of blessings for yourself. Incredible blessing. Why do you feel old? Because you think you have spent such a long time in this world. Okay? And actually, if you are like 70, 80, 90, or 100 years, it's really a blink of an eye, a very, very short time. Well, not just short time, but actually it's a lot of time where we are so confused. We suffer so much, and yet we don't know what to do. When people try to help us, we don't believe them. Okay, so that's the way it is. Life goes by very fast. And it's all about how you take it, you look at it. Okay, you feel you're old, then you're old. You feel you're young, you're young. Okay, yeah. That's all in your mind. And he says, I hope that now you know, think younger thoughts. Phản là hoạt động. So this is, I think, is a Taoist thing, where you return from the old age and get back to youth. This is what the Taoists, the Dharma, do for them. They call it immortality. They call it long life, eternal life, but it's not so. It still has expiration. In this world, everything has an expiration date, including Buddhas. When Buddhas come to our world, eventually he has to die. Okay, and so it's all here. Here it says you can make your mind feel younger by thinking of youth instead of being a victim of old age. Anyone has any problems with this? Yes, sir. 2.
I've encountered something about this that you're speaking about, and that is there's a prevailing convention, a dichotomy between young people and old people. Old people act old, and young people can act according to their whims and what they appreciate. And it's difficult to meld the two. I'm finding out now at my age that the things that interest me, my ambitions and desires, are seemingly in a younger age group. And there's voices in your head, the voice of convention. Hey, act your age. What are you doing? You know, act like somebody that's mature. You shouldn't be like this. And these are voices you have to confront when you find that your desires are actually in a younger place.
Yeah, of course, I agree. Yes, DTT.
Master, it's just about thinking that we're younger is gonna work. Just thinking.
I can't hear him.
I asked that if we just think that we will be younger, will it work? That is actually we will become younger with just by our thinking.
I don't get the last sentence.
By thinking only that we will be younger, so will we be actually younger just by thinking?
Eventually, yeah. Okay. Eventually, if you think of yourself as younger, eventually you'll be younger. But it takes a while. It's not that simple. If it's that simple, then we should be selling you an elixir of youthfulness, of long life. And this is where it's difficult for Westerners to take this seriously. Okay? But Master YongHua likes to talk like this to his students for some reasons. Yes, K-YouTube.
네, 의공 진봉님의 질문입니다. 저는 명상을 하면서 항상 안락과 평온과 같은 정신적인 행복의 가치만을 추구해 왔습니다. 정신적인 안락만 추구하고 몸을 무시했는데 정신적인 행복감을 만날 수 없었습니다. 부처님은 스스로 자신의 몸을 철저히 고통 속에 던져준 채 6년간 고행을 하셨습니다. 그러나 수자타의 우유죽을 드시고 깨달음을 얻으셨습니다. 사념청 수행, 신수, 신법, 몸에 머무는 것이 처음이고 시작이다. 그러나 나는 몸을 버려둔 채 오로지 수신법 정신만 골똘히 생각하였습니다. 깨달음이 거기에 있다고 믿었습니다. 육조 대사는 스승의 가르침 없이 오로지 방아만 돌렸습니다. 정신적인 수행 없이 몸을 수행하였습니다. 저는 이제 알았습니다. 결과부자가 나에게 고통을 줄 때 정신에 집중할 것이 아니라 나의 몸만 생각하여야 한다는 것을요. 평온 안락, 이것은 아주 먼 이야기임을 알고 몸에 집중하기로 하였습니다. 저 위에 있는 허상만을 바르고 기초를 무시한 저의 잘못을 보았습니다. 단전에 집중하라는 말을 이제 조금은 알 듯합니다. 저의 잘못을 알려주세요, 마스터. 네.
Hello, Master. This is Jimbok Lee's question. He's asking about before he was meditating, he only pursued the bliss and peace of his mind. It was very focused on the spiritual side or mental side, and he neglected the body part. But even though he pursued the mental part, he couldn't meet the peace and bliss anyway. So when he think of the Buddha, he came to this world and he practiced aesthetic practices, which uses the body. And he talked about 4 mind dwellings, which starts with the body. So start with the body, and that takes to the enlightenment. And I missed the other left parts. Let's see. I asked for the text. Okay, so Buddha practiced ascetic practices for 6 years, but actually when he got enlightened, he drank milk porridge and he got enlightenment. So using the body, you dwell in the body first and you start there. But me, myself, I neglected my body and only focused on how to train my mind, because I believed that enlightenment is there. For 6th patriarch, he didn't receive any teachings from his master. He only worked in the rice factory. He didn't practice his mind, he practiced his body. Now I know that when full lotus practice gives me suffering, I don't only focus on the mind, I only focus on my body. The peace and bliss, this is very far away story, and I decided to focus on my body. I only looked up to the vague things up there, and I neglected the main core part. So I maybe now understand what you meant by focus on the Dantian. Please let me know my mistakes, Master.
Okay. Let me talk about the Taoist practice here, Fan Lao Huan Tung. They have this particular Dharma, which I learned briefly because one of Master YongHua's ex-monk was always been a Taoist, and he switched camp to Master YongHua, but he's more Taoist than Buddhist. And so he talked about, he have the Taoism Tripitaka, and they document all the dharmas they have. And so I learned part of it is that in order they can really Fan Lao Huan Tung, they can really reverse the aging and return to youth. Okay, and part of the Dharma is that they scan the body and take out all the sicknesses. And they keep on doing that, okay, among other things. But when you think about it, what's the point in living for 10,000 years, 20,000 years, when your mom is dead already, and your friends are gone, and you by yourself in the world? Okay, it's a very lonely life. And it's futile, because even after 10,000 years, 20,000 years, they will still have to die. They can only cleanse out so much of their sicknesses, but there's some that are too strong for them. They cannot fix them at all. Okay? Yeah. But it's very impressive. You see that these people can live for a long, long time. It really, really works. For us in Buddhism, we are totally unimpressed, because what's the point in living a long life when you are really not doing anything important with your life, anything significant, meaningful in your life? Okay, in Buddhism, we want to find meaning in our lives. And in order to find meaning in our lives, we open our wisdom. So the Buddhist practices are designed to help you open your wisdom. Okay, it's not about what you think. You know, like you contemplate the body, you contemplate the feelings, you contemplate the mind, and contemplate various contemplations. It's not necessary. It's too slow. Okay? It's too slow for me. So that's why don't worry so much. You're trying too hard. All I ask you to do is, when you come to the temple and you have a chance to participate in a chant chi or chant class, try your best. That's all. And things will take care of themselves. That's all. Okay? You're not supposed to be aware that you're getting very important help. Okay? So that's why it doesn't matter at all these contemplations. I feel these 4 stations of mindfulness: feelings of suffering, body's impure, mind's impermanent, the self, the ego has no self. That's too slow. Okay, so I would not worry so much about. I know you want to know exactly what you're doing, what to do, and then you're on the right tracks. Don't worry about it. Live normally. Practice normally. Don't be so obsessed. Try your best when you're here. That's it. When you're done, go back to your life and live your life. Okay? Don't worry. Things will happen naturally. Master Shenhua here on slide 149, he talked about how you return to a youthful state by thinking, and actually it's kind of difficult for me to explain this to you. I can't. Is this going to happen just because you think you're young, therefore you're younger? No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, and this is in the early days, and his students were not that sophisticated. Okay, so he's just talking. Okay, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And when you return to youth, then you should be doing like you did when you were younger. Okay. That's his teaching to his students. Okay. And he says, but the main thing here, don't get lost, don't get sidetracked. It's not about old age or youth. It's about doing our best to work and help the world. This doesn't change in Buddhism. It's a thankless job. You help, and it's never enough, and they're totally ungrateful. They complain. They say, can I help more? Okay, it's endless demands after demands. But that's okay. That's why he says, do your best to help. All right, that's all. Again, don't be stuck on results. Don't be so stuck on results. I know time is of the essence for you. You come here, you want to make sure that you maximize your return of your investment in time. But try your best, that's all. Don't worry about it. Okay? And especially, you have to remind the new students, don't be too stuck on knowing and being sure that you are doing the best thing. All of it is part of the experience. Sometimes it's inefficient, sometimes it's very efficient, but that's part of your development. Okay? So don't worry. And now he talks about himself. I ask myself, indeed, I'm unable to work. I want to work, but my hands no longer cooperate. Yeah, arthritis. You know, he has arthritis, severe arthritis. I want to travel on foot, but my legs no longer cooperate. Okay. Arthritis in the knees as well. I want to see things, but my eyes no longer can. Okay? And it is so sad. He sounds so depressed to me. I wanna see, but I can't. My eyes don't cooperate anymore. I wanna work my hands, but they don't listen to me anymore. How about that? This is what's gonna happen to you when you die. Now, after you die, you find out that you felt like your mind feels like it has a body, some legs, but when you try to move it, it doesn't budge. You open your eyes wide, and all you can see is darkness, total darkness. It's a very, very scary thing. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. I don't really want to be the voice of mortal life, but it seems like what Master Shenhua is saying here, and what everybody indeed happens to experience when they get old, all of these infirmities are being worked on today, and it's a good chance that people that are perhaps my age are going to be able to live to about 120, because you can take care of all this. We can take care of arthritis, bad eyes, any number of ailments that were right near the threshold of being able to help people. And it just seems like that's going to mean a lot of people with age and experience are going to be able to maintain wisdom in the world a little longer, I hope.
Okay. Wouldn't you rather go to the Pure Land? Why would you want to prolong the usefulness of your legs, your eyes, so that you can suffer more? Life is so full of suffering.
Suffering is a means to an end. If suffering now means that I'm going to have a better life later, fine, I'll do it. I'll take the trade-off.
You make an assumption that's totally untrue. If you evolved in a wheel reincarnation, you have zero control over where you're going to go next. And so that's why, as far as we are concerned, yeah, it sounds good. It's a good thing that we can meditate and we can bring back the spring in our legs. And when you meditate, your eyes will be sharper, okay, and you can see clearer. And that's a natural thing. But it's a natural occurrence. It's never a big deal because it's never the end goal. The end goal is to go to the Pure Land, where all sufferings cease. Let me tell you, the people who listen in, they don't believe it. They really don't. They're so sure of themselves. They believe they know what they're doing, but it's just my experience the last few days. It's just a silly flu. And I was tormented for a few days. It was so bad that I had to do something. What for? I could have fixed it totally, and then what? So that I can live longer? What for? Don't forget the big picture, is what I'm reminding you. Okay? Your late wife is in the Pure Land. When she was here, she was suffering so much. And she put on a brave face and a very supportive of you, okay? And you were very loyal to each other. It's wonderful, okay? But if you ask her, are you better off today in the Pure Land? She'll say, definitely. She's a lot happier than before. No more pain, no more suffering, only bliss and pleasure. That's a big picture. Okay? Yeah. So don't worry about this. They he talked about, the eyes no longer cooperate and so forth. It's not a big deal. They don't cooperate. They don't cooperate. So what? I get around it. Okay? When I hear things, ears no longer cooperate. Yeah, people keep on giving me a hard time every night I lecture. Can't hear, no. Okay? I can't wait to go to the Pure Land. Enough of this. Want to eat something good, but my teeth no longer cooperate. You'll be amazed on how lucky you are, how blessed you are if you still have good teeth when you're older. Because it's not funny. Yeah. I happen to like corn, and don't you dare send me corn on the cobs. Corn on the cobs, you need to have good teeth. You cannot use denture. I used to be at the Vietnamese temple, Vietnamese Hershang, and he wore dentures, top and bottom. And every day we had lunch together with the other two monks, disciples of his. And he likes corn. And so either his disciples have to shave it off, or he has to go do it by hand himself. Okay? So there's lots of small things that are actually annoying. You face your own mortality. So that's life. Many bodily conditions, and they no longer are cooperating. The old people, the body, have a lot of issues. Okay, and it's not a whole lot you can do. So because my body doesn't cooperate anymore, I can't really do much. I can't really have a way. Don't have a way to help the world, he says. Okay. At the time, this is probably in the 70s. So at the time, he died at 99. So I don't think that his body was that bad at the time, but I don't think he really has physical issues. I doubt it very much. What you said makes a lot of sense, but I have another method for you to help this world. Okay? Although your organs are not helping, you still can use your mind faculty. Here's what cultivation is about. You use your 6 faculties to practice. Okay? But the most important one is the mind faculty. This mind of ours, it never ages. Most people I know, when they get to be 50 years old, they don't feel they're old at all. Okay? They still behave like when they're in their 30s. And so the mind, he says, the mind of yours has no beginning, has no end, and at any time it can function. Okay? The mind is timeless. Okay, you see, that's a big picture. Don't get sidetracked by smaller things. So now I will give you some work. What kind of work? No effort at all. Whatever you believe in, religion you believe in, you don't need to change your religion. Okay? I'm very open-minded for him to say this. And what is it you do? Say prayers. Okay? So whatever religion you belong to, use your religious training to pray. Pray for world peace. War can be so destructive. And instead of getting into fights, invading other countries, you should pray for world peace. Okay? How do you do that? Any of you, long-lived people, 90-year-old, can do this kind of work. Doesn't matter what age you are. You pray that there's world peace, no wars, no mutual killing in this world. Does it work? It seems to me that there's a war somewhere in the world. Like it or not. But this work is more important than any other. If you're Buddhist, then you can pray for world peace by reciting a Buddha's name or Wan Yin Bodhisattva's name. If you should beg Amitabha Buddha and Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva to help this world become peaceful and free from wars. You know, that's good aspirations. Okay? Even though on the surface it doesn't quite work, but because of your mind is praying for world peace, the seeds of world peace will take hold somewhere down the road. It makes a difference, trust me. Okay? You Catholic, pray to God, pray to Jesus, God, Jehovah, that killed so many people. Make this world free of natural disasters, free from man-made calamities, free from earthquakes, free from landslides and tsunamis. Natural calamities are the end results of our bad and evil karmas. Okay? And so the way it is right now, there's always be a war somewhere because it's always people who are very evil. They incite others. The demons will incite people to do evil things. And that's how these natural disasters and man-made calamities end up happening. Okay? So what it says here is that if you set your mind to pray for world peace and be peaceful and no harming, it creates this energy that will offset the evil energies that evil people are creating. All right? So pray like this every day. You're a Christian, then pray to Jesus. Okay? It works sometimes. You're able to help the world. I know you have great spiritual penetration, you have all powerful in this world. Yes, Jesus has some spiritual penetration. That's what he needed to use for his work. Okay? In religion, unless you have some responses, it makes it very difficult for people to buy into it. Okay? You need miracles. And so, please ask Jesus to help make this world free from wars, from calamities. Okay. If you're a Muslim, then you should beg Muhammad, the true prophet, and to bring world peace. You Judaism, you should also pray to your God right there as well. The prayers really, really work. Maybe not as immediate as you'd like it to be, but these positive energies, these prayers, are actually making a difference. Okay? And that's what makes you different. You're different because you hear this and you say, it's a good thing for me to do, I do it. But quite a few people listen to this, they say, it's nonsense. You are full of it. Okay? That's life. We have nothing to prove. Do not worry about there's response or not. And if you just do it by praying for world peace, and then your world will become better. And that's what he did. He did when his later, when he had more disciples, and they would do 3 steps, 1 bow to pray for world peace. Okay, and it's a pretty remarkable thing. It helps, really helps. Okay. The measureless and virtue of your prayers are boundless and immeasurable. Not only is it helpful to you, it's helpful to the world, but by doing this, it will direct your children, grandchildren, and so forth, generation after generation, your family members and dependents. You see, this is what happens when you do this. He's asking us to pray for world peace, but it's not for world peace alone. Actually, by praying for world peace, getting help from the beings who are in a position to help, whether it's God, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Bodhisattva, okay? It helps not only you, but your families and friends. When you pray for world peace, there's no more wars in this world. Am I going too fast? These slides are so short and really have very little contents to discuss. Yes, 8.
Emitofuo Master, I have a question about the importance of requesting in Buddhism. In the Avatamsaka chapter 40 recitation, one of the 10 things is to request that the Buddhas turn the Dharma wheel. And also there's a lot of in this section, it requests that there's world peace. So why is requesting so important?
Is there a request for world peace in the chapter 40?
No, but there's not. Just turning the Dharma wheel. And that the Buddhas stay.
So what's your question?
Why is that an important thing in Buddhism?
Why is it important? To pray for world peace?
To request specifically.
To request what?
I'll just say turning the Dharma wheel. Turning the Dharma wheel.
Oh, request turning a Dharma wheel. Because that's the most important thing that the Buddha does. Buddhas help living beings by speaking Dharma. He did it extensively for 50 years. His career, basically, was to speak Dharma. And among other things. So it turns out that you have to request the Buddha before he spoke the Dharma. Because Buddha have no interest, have no seeking. He has nothing to prove. The people said, that the Buddha became enlightened, became a Buddha, and said, these people are too difficult. I'm not going to do it. It's not true. Actually, he became a Buddha, and he says, I cannot speak the Dharma unless somebody requests the Dharma. So when you speak the sutras, this is what a tradition we observed ever since that I learned from Master YongHua, is that when you speak sutras, you have to request for the Dharma. Okay? And when you do that, you are creating tremendous blessings for yourself. Because Buddha, when he spoke Dharma, he was teaching a certain teaching as well. So that was a really, really incredible event. So you request the Dharma so that the Buddha can benefit all of us. Okay, go first.
Is Is it possible that I get actual depression attacks during Chanqi, even I'm not really cultivating Chanqi, I'm just doing my things at home? I feel that seems like often the case, but I don't know if I'm just finding excuses for my own afflictions.
I have trouble catching, I lose a few words here and there.
So the question is that, is it possible that there are actual depression attacks on me during Chanqi, even I'm not actively participating, I'm just doing my normal things at home?
Anything could happen. Why? You want protection?
No, I just kind of feels it's that way during Chanqi very often, but I don't know, I'm just imagining it or it's true.
These ghosts, they have their own minds, and they're very impulsive. So they do whatever they feel like doing. There's nothing you can do about it. So instead of saying, how come I am being attacked? You should instead learn how to deal with it when you're under attack. Stop whining. Yes, 6. It's just like, I'm at home, I'm not even cultivating. How come I'm depressed? You're depressed as long as you breathe, you're depressed. Yes, 6.
From Din Tai, Master, after a person dies, are they still able to chant the Great Compassion Mantra?
What?
After a person dies, are they still able to chant the Great Compassion Mantra?
I doubt it. They're totally helpless. They are become a punching bag. There's nothing they can do. You're so full of yourself right now, you're sure of yourself. But you wait until you die, then you see. Yes, 2.
Yes, Master. To the previous question about ghosts being able to disturb you and what you can do about it, I'm wondering that too. It seems like any occurrence or encounters I've had, they always seem to have the upper hand. The initial confrontation begins with them. So that puts you immediately mentally at a defensive posture. Is there anything we can do about that? I mean, we don't know ahead of time when we're going to be bothered by them. So is there any advice?
What choices do you have?
I'm sorry, can you?
What choices do you have?
Well, I would like to think that I have the choice to ignore this confrontation, but it just doesn't seem to happen like that. It seems like you're encountered and then you can ignore it or you can respond to it, I guess.
Yeah. You can't always ignore it. When it's stronger than you, you can't ignore it. You have to, what's the alternative? If we can't ignore it, what do we do?
Chant Amitabha Buddha.
Yeah, endure it. Fight it. Endure. Fight. Stop whining. Stop bitching. They're not invincible. You can beat the heck out of them. We just don't. There's a matter of ethics. When you're stronger, you do not force your will on others. Yes.
So we could conclude that they're not in a stronger position then.
Yeah, they're stronger than you. That's why you cannot shake it off. So that's why you can't shake it off. You go to the temple. Because at the temple, you get some help. When you come to the temple, these beings, these ghosts, these demons, behave themselves. So there's countermeasures. It's not hopeless. As opposed to an ordinary person, he's so screwed up and he just lives like a meathead. Whatever he hears, he doesn't get it. Believes in nothing. It's as if we want them to believe. No, we don't care you believe or not. Okay? It's a journey where they allow to come harass you so that you can improve. So don't whine. Okay? There are things you can do for countermeasures if you believe. Anyone else? It's for real. People come to JC because they find some help, some protection, and they feel peaceful. They go to JMT, they feel peaceful. Okay? But that's what we're supposed to do. But not to the point of making you dependent on our help all the time. It's just the mindset here. It is so wrong. Life is full of suffering. Life has many challenges. If you have no problems, no challenges, you will not be here. When you show up, it's because you're getting help. You're developing skills to take care of yourself. And what's the difference? It's whether you have enough blessings to believe in yourself or not. It's never about us. It's about you. You need to be challenged. And if you have no challenge, you're perfectly happy. It only means you're dying. And you're sinking so fast. Yes, 6.
Master, we have enough slides for you to move forward.
Anyone else? Okay. Just because we pray for world peace doesn't mean there will be world peace. I assure you, when you pray for world peace, the seeds for world peace are there. And eventually they would help improve the peace in the world. Without wars, your son won't be shot to death by a gun. They'll be blown up by artillery or cannons. I think he foresaw maybe Ukraine war. Then there's also another aspect of it, that is, how about having some compassion? That is, these people in the state of war, having no peace at all, it would be so nice to send them well-meaning prayers. They really appreciate it. Okay? Yes, 6.
From Zhihong, Master, should we also pray for world peace?
No. I don't pray for world peace because I'm too busy. My objective is to help you become enlightened and open your wisdom. World peace is seeking outside. I don't like it. Yeah, it is commendable, it sounds sexy, it sounds good, okay? I would never pray for world peace. You can pray for world peace. I don't have time to pray for world peace. Because the objective is to help make lives better for others. Whether there's war, whether it's so forth, okay? Let me tell you, my personal opinion is that once you sink into a war, it's very, very heavy killing karmas. It's very hard to undo. Okay? And instead of trying to help there, I would rather help in other ways. Okay? I don't quite understand. I don't subscribe to the world peace concept. The world's supposed to be at war. There's always some bad elements who are invading others, who are intent upon stealing from others. That's life. That's a dharmic ending age. It's not possible. To have world peace. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be praying. Master YongHua says, you should be praying. It's not a bad thing. You should pray to Amitabha Buddha. You should pray to one in Bodhisattva. That helps. But that's good enough. I will not dwell on it. Okay? There'll be no chemical gas, no toxic gas. It's not amazing. This is what mankind do to each other. They have this repertoire of killing means that it so happens when you have the defense contractors, defense manufacturers, they make these toxic gas and guns and airplanes and so forth. Okay, and this is the one thing I notice. Once you have enough of those, America goes to war. so that we can cycle them through. Yes, DTT.
Master, is that the human killing karmas of the animals for their food that become the war in the world?
Yes. The war is from the killing karmas. The killing of the cattle, the killing of the pigs, the killing of the frogs, okay, killing of chickens. And we kill so many every single day. So that's why even if you pray for world peace, will they stop killing chickens, pigs, cattle? So that's why I don't necessarily feel it's a good use of my time to have world peace. It only sounds good to me, but it's not practical. It gives you a good feeling that we care, and we care for the welfare of others who want to have peace reign in the world. Okay, but it's not always possible to stop wars. Your sons will benefit from world peace, from your prayers. Yes, they will. You make sure that you give it to them. I mean, there'll never be wars again. Your grandchildren will also benefit from this. Not only your grandchildren, but even your great-grandchildren will all benefit from this. It's true. If you have to think long term, it's not just about you alone, but also your children and your grandchildren. Okay? So that's why I feel that this Dharma ending age was just a lot of killing karma retributions. We consume so much meat. We kill so many cattle that's why we have wars. It cannot be helped. Okay? Because if you are in an animal realm and you are, let's say, a wildebeest, okay? And you're strong, you survive on your own for all this time, but then your sons, your daughters are preyed on by the hunters, by the other lions or the animals. So that's why you have, when you witness these killing karmas, they affect you personally, and you saw so much suffering that naturally you will want revenge. That's just fair. So for me personally, instead of hoping for world peace, I feel that the practical thing to do is for you to open your wisdom and make a difference in other people's lives. You cannot stop them from killing animals. But many of them, they encounter Buddhism, and they, after practicing Chan for a while, they say, oh, I'm going to reduce my meat intake. To me, that's world peace right there. You're directly affecting world peace. Okay? I happen not to believe in these world peace thing. It's maybe it's a sexy thing, it's a wonderful thing for Master YongHua to do back then. It's new, and he flexing his muscle, but I don't think it's that practical. Therefore, try to make a difference. Don't think so much of yourself. Okay? You should be 大公无私, meaning that you should be taking the public interest to heart and have no selfishness. And afterwards, you also personally receive direct benefits. I'm reminding you, you don't need to look forward to receiving benefits. Because if you help the world and you expect to receive personal benefits, then it's no good. It's best not to go there. Okay, but this is Westerners. They need to see real benefits, concrete results. Okay, and your children, grandchildren, generation after generation will be safe and sound, free from trouble, and truly is bringing peace to the elderly. No, don't be so weak. I know, particularly you Westerners, doing this, you hoping that you'll be safe and sound, free from trouble, can make it go away, Master. You know what? If by now you haven't figured it out yet, I don't make it go away. Okay. But when you talk to Westerners, when you talk to younger Asians nowadays, they need to see some results. And that's seeking. I don't like it. Okay? So if you subscribe to this, and then in the back of your mind, you seeking benefits. You say, he taught me something about how I can benefit myself. Okay. If you buy into this, your results will be very small. I'm not interested. I think you should be bigger than that. I feel that especially young generation, they have a lot of ideals. They, unlike our generation, where we're self-centered, selfish, the young generation, they are more open-minded, and they realize from looking at us that all the material things, all the safety, do not bring happiness to their parents, to their grandparents. So that's why the young generation, they're looking for some help with peace of mind. So you are better off serving them, serving the world, by teaching them to be peaceful. Okay? And this is why, yes. That's it? That's the end of it?
Right. This is where the audio starts. Actually, it starts on 195.
Okay.
Play.
直接的好处啦，所以呀，子子孙孙都平安无事，那真是啊，老者安居。
Therefore, your children, grandchildren, and so forth, generation after generation, are safe and sound, free from trouble. That truly is bringing peace to the elderly.
你老者呀，把这个世界也安了，家庭也安了，啊，人人都平安。那
You, the elder, brought peace to the world, brought peace to the family. Everyone is safe and sound.
那真是啊，真正的老者安居。
That truly is the true and actual meaning of bringing peace to the elderly.
啊，所以呀，你能做这个工作，那是老者安居。你
So if you are able to do this work, then that is bringing peace to the elderly.
你要不会做这个工作呀，那就是谈不到安居了。
If you are unable to do this work, then it's not worth mentioning bringing peace.
你没有令世界平安，你没有令家庭平安，你没有令你子孙万代平安。
You have not brought peace to the world. You have not brought peace to your family, and you have not brought peace to your descendants for generations.
那怎么叫老者安居呢？这个老者安居这个意思就有一个不安的意思在里头。
So how can this be called bringing peace to the elderly? The concept of bringing peace to the elderly inherently contains an underlying implication of unease.
要是根本就安，又何必说安呢？啊，因为他不安了，所以。
If there was truly peace, why would there be a need to talk about peace?
because the elderly are not at peace.
要说老者安居，让你们要平安。
So it should be called bringing peace to the elderly. I am wanting all of you to be at peace.
平安这个世界，平安家庭，平安国啊，平安每一个呀，这个地方，平安每一个乡村。
Peace in this world, peaceful families, peaceful nations, peace in every place, and peace in every village.
我希望啊，世界每一个国家啊，做一个大的安老院啊，把这一个国家的老人呢。
I hope every country in the world establishes a large retirement community so that the elderlies of their respective countries
几千人、几万人、几万万的老人聚会到一起，大家就像兄弟姊妹啊，这么。
thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of millions of elderly people can gather together. Everyone will be like brothers and sisters.
这样亲亲热热在一起生活啊！你说这多好啊！有一个大的安老院。
Like this, affectionately and warmly living together. How wonderful would it be to have a large elderly community?
那每一个小的城市啊，又有一个小的安老院。
Then a small city would also have its own small elderly community.
令这个世界的老人都能平安世界。
So that the elderlies of this world can all be at peace, a peaceful world.
世界的老人来平安世界，那才是真正老者安居呢。
Elderlies of the world can bring about world peace. That is truly bringing peace to the elderly.
Yeah. Let's backtrack. I'm going to go through this quickly. I don't like it. It's futile. It works if you try to impress people. Try to let people see that you are making a difference. You're contributing, and it's not clean. Okay? I want you to, when you help, just help and forget it. Even if you pray for world peace, you pray for world peace and you forget it. Don't expect the world to be peaceful and your children to be at peace. That's why I differ from him. Where was I?
196.
196. Okay. I don't know why he's so high on bringing peace to the world, to the family. Everyone is safe and sound. My personal experience has been that it's not the case. Okay? It's wishful thinking as far as I'm concerned. Okay? And this actual true and actual meaning of bringing peace to the elderly. I don't know. What does it mean to you? This is true meaning of bringing peace to the elderly. Seriously? Is that it? Yes, go for it.
Master, this came up 2 nights ago. Sorry I wasn't able to contribute, but the phrase here, 老者安之, it came up, it was a famous quote from Confucius about his aspiration is to 老者安之，朋友信之，少者怀之. So it's talking more about his idea of taking care of the elderly and nourishing the young. So it's not really elderly being peaceful or bring peace to elderly, but just when this phrase comes up in Confucian text, it just means that the community take care of the elderly and makes them comfortable and safe. That's the original meaning of the phrase. And that's why the nursing homes are called 安老院.
I just don't like it. How to bring peace to the elderly? Do they really care this peace? They want the body to function.
Yeah, it's not so much a peace. It's just I think it's more of a comfort in the context of 安老.
So
just
what?
take care of them.
So what? I know what an is, but it doesn't matter whether you call it peace or comfort or safety. It's all the same. It's a concept. It means well to these old people. Who cares? When you try to help old people, they say thank you, and then they ask for more. So they will never find peace themselves. That's my attitude. She tried to do that, pray for world peace, and I find it unimpressive to send his disciples to go up and down the coast to do 3 steps, 1 bow for world peace. To me, it's a lot of show. It's do it for show. Okay? And that's not cultivation. We will do it sometimes, but not for world peace. Okay, yes, 8.
Emitofuo, Master.
Because it's beyond you. It's no way that even his disciples, some of them are enlightened, cannot affect world peace, no matter how strong they are. So I'm very practical. Yes.
Emitofuo. How does this align with living beings are boundless, I vow to save them all?
Yeah. I'm not at that level yet. There's some living beings I cannot help. I cannot help Russians. I cannot help the Jews. So they go and kill. There's nothing I can do. Master YongHua, when there was a Gulf War, when Assad was invading Kuwait, okay, Master YongHua tried to suppress it. He could not. Even him cannot make a difference. I heard of the story is that this is not a good use of my time. Let me do something that's helpful. Not just wishful thinking. Bring peace and really attain another implication unease. Okay, Ellen and Lee are not at peace. I want you to be at peace. I mean, he keeps on harping on and on about world peace. And I don't really subscribe to this. I really disagree. You can go over there and do the 3 steps, 1 bow, and pray for world peace. If you can make any difference. I doubt it. Okay, so you spend 2 years, 3 years of your life doing 3 steps, 1 bow. And what for? To me, it's not very good use of my time. We stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone.